Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Caden Kubler and welcome to Caden's Corner. I am simply afraid that nobody can stop the Boston Celtics from going back-to-back. Now, the NBA season tipped off last night as the defending champion Boston Celtics took on the New York Knicks, and this Boston team did not disappoint. They shot lights out from beyond the arc, tying the all-time NBA three-point record as they dominated the New York Knicks on their banner night. Now, we know how special this Celtics team. A lot of people tried to criticize the easy run that they had in the postseason last year, but it looks like Boston is ready to defend this title, and people aren't giving them enough credit, in my opinion. It's easy to hate on the Boston Celtics. People don't like Jayson Tatum. People don't like Jaylen Brown. They had all of the controversy this offseason with Jaylen Brown being left off the Olympic team and Jayson Tatum being benched. And yes, I believe it's easy to laugh at these players because of this, but at the end of the day, they're winning at such a high level. And Joe Mazzulla talked about it this offseason, and both of these guys were very fortunate to have all of this criticism from fans, from people in the media to fuel this run this year. And they started this revenge tour off really hot. Jayson Tatum had a dominant 37-point game, had 25 points in the first half. It was such a blowout. He didn't even play in the fourth quarter. But I think the biggest difference that I recognized in his game was his ability to hit that three-point ball at a consistent rate. Now, Tatum's always been an above-average three-point shooter, but over the last few years, it almost seems like he settled at times and took that three-point shot, leading him to have a high volume of shots beyond the arc. Now, we know that coming into this year, Jayson Tatum changed his jump shot, and there was a major difference against the Knicks. He went 8 for 11 from beyond the arc and shot the lights out. And this is just another dynamic that the Celtics can add on that makes them so much scarier. We know Jayson Tatum's great ability to take it to the rack, pull up for mid-range jumpers, and dish it out to his guys when he draws in the defense. But his ability to create off the high screen and roll and hit those three-pointers makes all the difference in the world for Boston. And what Jaylen Brown is doing is so tremendous as well. Obviously, he was the Finals MVP last year. He has such a dynamic score, but what I want to focus on for him is his ability on the defensive side of the ball. In the finals, he took that one-on-one matchup against Luka Doncic personally. We saw him demand that matchup, and he did a tremendous job against Doncic in the entire final series. And last night, he guarded Jalen Brunson for most of the game. He picked his pocket a few times, and Jaylen Brown's defense is just on another level right now. And of course, Derek White dropped a quiet 24 points, so great from beyond the arc, one of the best defensive guards in the entire league, and he is such an impact player on this Celtics squad. Jrue Holiday finally had a full offseason with Boston to even gel with this team better after their finals run last year. And we know that him and Derek White make up the best defensive backcourt in the NBA. Now, another dynamic with this Celtics team is the loss of Kristaps Porzingis. He had that surgery in the offseason that's going to keep him out about 75% of the regular season. So it's going to be interesting to see how this Celtics team does against other opposing big men. How will Al Horford at his age continue to play at a high level? We saw the Celtics rotation go to Luke Cornett and Xavier Tillman to get different minutes from those guys, but we know that Jayson Tatum is a willing rebounder, and everybody's going to need to chip in to go get defensive rebounds and help collapse on the interior. But this Celtics team made a statement performance. They heard all of the chatter this offseason, how they had an easy run throughout the playoffs, how Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown didn't do this or that in the Olympics, Joe Mazzulla firing up his guys, and this Celtics team looks really scary. They brought back 13 of their players from last year. They can shoot the three ball at such a high level. They have guys like Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard, guys of that nature that can come off the bench and shoot the three ball at such a high level. And I truly think that Kristaps Porzingis is going to be the true wild card of this Celtics team. He barely played in the postseason last year. He played about 35 games in the regular season, and we saw the Celtics only lose 3 games in the entire postseason. Again, he's going to come back in the later stretch of the season. I don't imagine the Celtics are going to ramp him up too much, and they're going to use him as this weapon in the playoffs again. But I want to end off this video talking about the evolution of Jayson Tatum. Every year throughout his career, he has taken such a big step forward and continued to get better. We saw early on in his career his evolution of finishing at the rim, and then later on we saw how much of a playmaker he has become, and now it's the three-point shot. If he can weave in his ability to knock down three-point shots, this Celtics team is going to be unbeatable. Right now, when you look at the entire outlook of the NBA, this Knicks team was supposed to be the second best team in the Eastern Conference with the additions that they made this offseason with Mikal Bridges and Karl Anthony Towns, and the Celtics boat raced them last night. Right now, it doesn't even seem fair the level that the Celtics are at compared to everybody else, and it seems like everybody is just competing for second place at this point. Sure, Boston might have a few games skid throughout the regular season where they maybe get complacent, but I'm not worried about this team no matter what the media is saying, no matter if Kendrick Perkins is saying that nobody fears the Boston Celtics. At the end of the day, everybody should fear them because everybody is competing for second place. I'm Caden Kubler, and that's my take.